Well. That was a lot of technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on, guys. We could just say that technology is not my forte. I don't understand. Ever since I did my last live, this microphone has not been working. But if you guys could hear me, I just did a general scheduling of the live. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Can you guys hear me this time? Is that a yes? Yes, no, maybe so. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Yes? Hello? All right. Today, I'm going to be talking about Tesla and some of his hidden knowledge and papers that the cabal decided to not. Let me just check my phone and make sure I'm live. I'm also going to talk about how Tesla developed time travel, and I'm going to reveal something about an alternative Tesla that actually time traveled from the future to give him the blueprint for time travel and his connections to extraterrestrials. Let me see if I'm live right here. It says that I am live. Am I live? Can you guys hear me? Yes. Sound? Is there sound? Hello? Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Yes. Sound? Yes. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. It's not letting me. I can't even access my own live through my phone. That is so weird. I did put it a public. But anyhow, all right, guys, let's do our show after all. It's going to go deep today. I'm going to be discussing things that nobody ever even talked about. You know, his connections to the Galactic Alliance, which used to be the Federation of Worlds. We're going to talk about his association with the Earth Alliance. So make sure you guys take notes and share this video far and wide. We're going to go deep regarding the untold history of Nikola Tesla. So now that there is sound, I'm going to go ahead and, for those that don't know me, I'm Ishmael Perez, the author of The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, and Our Cosmic Origin. And these books veiled the truths, explore the veiled truths and complex interconnections behind our world's hidden rulers, and of course, our real galactic and stellar origin. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day today on the 12th of June. On this very day, I like to, besides giving the date, I like giving, sharing something that took place in history on this very day. So in the year 1991, Boris Yeltsin was easily elected president of Russia, then part of the Soviet Union, in the republic's first direct popular elections, and he was president of the independent Russia until the eve of course, 2000. Another two fun facts about myself is that I love to work. I love the work that I do, guys. I love this field that I'm in. I love writing. I love sharing information. I love assisting others in their awakening. It is a great honor and pleasure to serve. I'm also very sensitive to pollution and chemicals. I can't be around cleaning products because I start sneezing. I start getting, I start feeling like lightheaded. So I'm very sensitive to chemicals and pollution. If I'm driving, I'd rather drive with my windows open because when I breathe in that that carbonation that comes out of cars' exhaust pipe, it just drives me nuts. As a reminder, I am going to be at the Starseed Conference this coming July the 7th in San Diego. I want to welcome you guys to my channel. If you are new or you're just popping in for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps my channel grow. And then, of course, make sure you give me a like. I also want to express a deep gratitude to the Galactic Jedis that are in the house. Thank you so much for being here. And I would like to just give a few shout outs to a few of the Galactic Jedis that are in the house. Awesome. I see that the microphone is working this time. I don't know what happened last time. I better fix things before I go live the next time. But yeah, this Saturday, guys, I'm going to have a guest Saturday. I haven't had a guest in a while, given the fact that I've been out for a couple weeks. But I had an opportunity to attend the Quantum Summit. Now, this person that was scheduled to attend, many of you guys already know him. If you guys are listening to a lot of the other truthers out there, I'm talking about Juan 07. Juan 07 is going to be my guest this coming Saturday evening at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So make sure you guys stay tuned. If you guys have questions for Juan 07, make sure you guys type them in the chats. I'm going to ask him questions myself. That guy is a mysterious guy. He says he's JFK Jr.'s best friend. Some believe that he's actually JFK in the flesh. That's why he only shows his shoes. But I guess we'll find out. So with no further ado, let's get into some of the untold story of Nikola Tesla, his ties with the Earth Alliance, with the White Hats, of course, his connections to the Galactic Alliance, and some of the papers that he wrote that were actually left out of the books. All right, so this is going to go pretty deep, guys. So in the shadows of looming global financial Hello? Testing. Oh, wow. All right. For a minute there, I thought I lost sound. I'm just going to keep my hands off my mic here, guys. So in the shadows of looming global financial crisis. All right. Let me just start with that because we are approaching a critical moment in the history of our planet. But there is a plan. There is a bold and radical solution that is whispered in the corridors of the private sector. Picture a world teetering on the brink of economic collapse, which that's what we are heading into any day now. Ever since the 9th of June, the petrodollar has no more value. With markets in turmoil, the power grids at a standstill, yet this chaos, there is a new dawn emerging, powered by visionaries of the Space Force, all right, the Earth Alliance, through technologies like Starlink and Tesla revolutionary free energy devices. This isn't the plot of the latest sci-fi blockbuster, guys. This is reality. It is a potential reality where technology meets global crisis, promising a positive reset that could redefine the future of our planet. Now, as the world faces the triple threat of a global financial crisis, okay, we're looking at the stock market that is about to crash, of course, due to the dollar, right? And the instability of cryptocurrency market, that's also crashing, right? A transformative plan begins to take place, all right? It's called Nisera Gesera. Now, this plan, okay, bold and audacious in its scope, suggests not merely a recovery, but a complete reset of the global economic system, powered by the combined forces of innovative space technologies that were laid down by Nikola Tesla. And again, I'm going to go into the untold history of Tesla, his connections to the Earth Alliance, his time travel activities, and of course, his association with the Galactic Alliance. So it involves technologies and the revolutionary concept of Tesla free energy. What if the chaos of today, this is a question posed, could be the catalyst, the catalyst for the revolutionary world of tomorrow? Okay, so let's understand the crisis, okay, the crossroad that we're in. The concept of a financial meltdown is not new, guys. Historically, such events had led to severe repercussions for global economies, affecting millions of lives. However, today's scenario is uniquely different, okay? With the stock market and crypto markets both on the brink of collapse, because that's what's happening, the pillars of modern finance are quivering. This unprecedented instability sets the stage for drastic measures. Okay, so let's talk about the power play. What's about to happen? So let's envision, all right, just imagine for a second, a scenario where global markets crash simultaneously. Panic spreads like wildfire, threatening to pull down the entire financial system. In this scenario, an unprecedented strategy is unveiled by the Earth Alliance, all right? A temporary worldwide power restructuring that is about to take place. So this bold stroke is designed as a reset button, which is going to be activated by, of course, Project Odin, a chance to halt the chaos and prepare for a radical new beginning. So who are these guardians of
of the New Earth Project. They are no other than the Earth Alliance. Okay, so in this immediate aftermath of the shutdown, there are two powers that are stepping forward, two titans of technology. We have Space Force and Starlink. These entities, often celebrated in the realms of space exploration, now become pretty much the solution of the global infrastructure that is about to collapse. All right, with technology inspired by Nikola Tesla, they deeply free energy solutions aiming to provide limitless clean energy to restart the world. This isn't merely about restoring power back, but about signaling a new era of energy, independence, and technological sovereignty. So, this radical transformation also represents a direct challenge to the world's elite powers, all right? By decentralizing energy production and distribution. Number one, this strategy diminishes the control traditionally held by a few over the many. It's a modern day revolution promising to dismantle long standing hierarchies and reshaping the global economic landscape. So, what is this global reset, this positive global reset that we are about to all undergo? Okay. So, as the world stabilizes from the technological intervention, the financial markets prepare for another monumental shift, a global currency reset initiated by precious metals and, of course, the QFS. This reset isn't just a technical recalibration, but a complete rethinking of how financial power is distributed globally. It aims to level the playing field between nations and individual alike, proposing a new financial system that is more equitable and, of course, just and transparent. All right, with the world's eyes turned skyward as we harness the boundless potential of space and renewable energy, thanks to Tesla. And again, I'm going to be going over some of his secret papers that he wrote regarding the future of humanity, which was a utopia that he envisioned. And then I'm also going to go over his connections with the Earth Alliance. And believe it or not, the fact that he faked his death, guys, this is another revelation. All right. He never died. All right. The cabal thought that they did away with him, but he faked his death. Okay. Let me explain before I get into the juicy information as to how, until, revealing the secrets behind Tesla. Okay. So the decision made now will dictate the course of the next century. This is about more than economic recovery. It's about settling a new course towards a sustainable, fair, and innovative future. So there is a promise and a challenge, of course, that goes with the promise, but the challenge is something that we are undergoing at this time. But for those that remain hopeful and stay in a state of patience, it is going to be, like the saying goes, there is light at the end of the tunnel, okay? There is going to be a new utopia, okay? So the idea of using a global crisis as a springboard for massive technological and economic transformation is laden with challenges and uncertainties, yet also holds a promise of a world reimagined and reinvigorated by the power of human ingenuity and technological progress. As we hover on the brink of this new era, the question remains, will we cling to the old ways or will we leap into the future, embracing the radical changes that could usher in a new age of global prosperity and cooperation? Okay, so the visionary behind the dream. This is Nikola Tesla. Let's talk about Nikola Tesla. I do want to welcome everyone that is in the house. I'm going to give a shout out to who else? New York is in the house. Kathy is in the house. Sunshine is in the house. Steve, Shauna Barger is in the house. Lionel God is in the house. Larry Hansen is in the house. Chastine Rose, Cosmic Goddess is in the house. Who else is in the house? Simeon S is in the house. And almost over 500 people who are in the house. Again, tonight, guys, we're going to go into some of the secret papers that were left behind by Tesla and what really transpired in in his invention of time travel as to why the Whiteheads are winning the war. Okay, so I should have just left this for Whitehead Monday, but it's all connected anyways. All right, so let's continue here. So Nikola Tesla is a man whose name is synonymous with innovation and electrical advancements, dreamed of a world powered by free energy more than 100 years ago. Okay, Tesla invented alternative current, the AC, and the polyphase alternating current system, which laid the foundation for today's mass-produced power supply. Tesla's vision was by far ahead of his time. His mental modeled solutions with such clarity that he could visualize the individual parts of a machine or mechanism in 3 dimensions, running simulations in his head and checking for wear and tear. His inventions, from the particle beam to radar, and these are some of the technologies implemented by advanced extraterrestrial civilizations. The particle beam is a technology that they use to destroy planets. You could say planet spheres. Okay, it's an advanced technology that could either be used for good or evil, but he apparently wanted to use it for good. So he also was the first one to invent electric cars, as to why Elon Musk named his his company Tesla. He was also the first one to invent remote controlled drones, which were revolutionary. Tesla's grand vision was to create a source of inexhaustible clean energy that was free for everyone. He believed that the earth had fluid electrical charges running beneath its surface, which makes a lot of sense, all right? Because the earth has a magnetic field, north magnetic field, that is spinning out energy, and like a duff nut coming back through the south pole, right? Creating a toroidal effect, right? The earth is spinning at its axis because it is revolving around an unlimited, inexhaustible source of planetary power. So he believed that the earth had a fluid electrical charge running beneath its surface, which, when interrupted by a series of electrical discharges at set intervals, would generate a limitless power supply. His experiments aimed to transmit electrical power over long distances without wires or cables, a feat that continues to baffle scientists today. Tesla's dream was to free mankind from the burdens of extracting, transporting, pumping, and burning fossil fuels. Okay, he viewed these activities as sinful waste and sought to create a sustainable future. However, Tesla's ideas were often dismissed by his contemporaries as too radical, and many of his inventions only gained recognition after his death. As we stand on the brink of a potential new era, the question is whether we will honor Tesla's legacy by embracing his vision of a world power by clean, free energy. The opportunity is once again here. It is before us. The decision is ours. So Nikola Tesla was the visionary genius, okay? Tesla believed in the superiority of alternating current AC for long-distance electrical transmission, which led to the war of the currents, AC versus DC. Tesla's belief in the potential of AC power brought him into direct conflict with Edison. And of course, we know that Edison was financed by the elites who had invested heavily in DC technology. The rivalry between these two inventors culminated in the so-called War of the Currents, a fierce public battle over the future of electrical power distribution. Partnership with Westinghouse, George Westinghouse, I almost called him George Washington, George Westinghouse, an industrialist who actually saw the potential of an AC power over Edison. And together they built the first AC power plants. The success of this plant, particularly the Niagara Falls power plant, was a success, okay? Bringing forth the AC power and marked a significant victory for Tesla. He also invented the Tesla coil. One of his famous inventions is the Tesla coil, an electrical resonant transformer circuit capable of producing high voltage, low current, high frequency alternating current electricity. The Tesla coil has numerous applications, including radio technology, wireless transmissions of energy, and even theatrical lighting effects. He also invented the induction motor. Tesla's development of the induction motor, which uses an electromagnetic field to generate torque, revolutionized industrial machinery. The induction motor remains a cornerstone of modern-day electrical engineering and is widely used in various applications, from household appliances to electrical vehicles. Wireless energy transmission is also another of his inventions. However, of course, the cabal credit that to Marconi, that Italian so-called guy, Marconi, whatever. I think that's what his name is. But Tesla was the one who laid down the patent and the blueprint for that. I believe that Marconi stole it from him, okay? Because, of course, Marconi was sponsored by the elites. So Tesla's vision extended beyond conventional electrical systems. He dreamed of a world where energy could be transmitted wirelessly, eliminating the need for cumbersome power lines. At his laboratory in Colorado Springs, Tesla conducted experiments that demonstrated the feasibility of wireless energy transmission, lighting up wireless lamps and creating artificial lighting. Okay, so we do know that he was the originator of free energy. Okay, this is even before the shadow government, or what we call the military-industrial complex began negotiating treaties with off-world entities, in which allow them to also gain access to free energy devices. So Tesla was obviously ahead of his time. Many believe that he was born in just the nick of time because of the fact that I will be revealing his activities in time travel very, very soon. And you guys are going to love this, okay? New revelations about Tesla that no one has ever discussed. And yes, today I'm going to be discussing it for the first time here on The Real Ishmael Perez. So the vision of free energy. Tesla's most ambitious project, for those that didn't know, was the Wardenclyffe Tower, a massive structure on Long Island designed to transmit wireless electricity across the globe. Tesla believed that by tapping into the Earth's ionosphere, unlimited energy could be made available to everyone, free of charge. This vision of free energy was revolutionary, and had the potential to transform society by providing abundant, clean power to all. But of course, there was a suppression by the powerful interest groups, like always. Despite the groundbreaking nature of his work, Tesla's vision of free energy was met with resistance from powerful industrialists like J.P. Morgan, who initially funded the Wardenclyffe Tower project, withdrew his support when he realized that free energy would undermine the profitability of traditional energy industries, including his own investment in General Electric. Without Morgan's financial backing, Tesla's project stalled, and the tower was eventually demolished. So let's talk about his extraterrestrial origin and his association with the Galactic Alliance, and why he was a very important piece of the Earth Alliance. Okay, as to why we have won the war, it's all because of Tesla, guys, and I will explain why. Okay, so he was also many believe that Tesla was also an incarnated galactic. Okay, because due to the Prime Directive, the Federation of Planets, then known, right, now the Galactic Alliance, could not intervene openly. So what do? Is they incarnate into human avatars to work the system from within. So it is believed that Tesla was telepathically connected due to his extraterrestrial spirit or soul. He was telepathically connected with the Federation of Planets, then known. Tesla was not just an extraordinary human, but an extraterrestrial soul incarnated as a human being. According to this suppressed facts, Tesla advanced knowledge and vision for humanity's future were derived from his extraterrestrials' origins. Okay, so since extraterrestrials were forbidden, again, to break the Prime Directive, Tesla was apparently an ET soul that incarnated into a human body that has been associated since the late 1800s and the beginning of the 1900s with the secret group known as the White Hats. Again, if you guys haven't read The Secret Government Invisible Architects, the White Hats have been around for thousands of years. Okay, so he has been associated with the White Hats since he incarnated in his human body, who had been, again, fighting against the cabal for a long, long time. So speculations about Tesla's work also include claims that he developed a time travel device. Now, there is a reason how he developed it. Let me explain, guys. I'm going to get into some new revelations that are going to leave you mind blown. All right, stay tuned. It's coming. So these assertions, all right, based on Tesla's notes and some of his experiments that supposedly involved manipulating time and space. And this is before the shadow government started experimenting in the 1950s with the Philadelphia experiment and the Montauk Project, and of course, Project Pegasus, which is the shadow government's own version of time travel. Okay, so obviously Tesla was ahead of his time, and there was a reason why he incarnated when he did. So although these ideas remain in the realm of speculation by those that are the writers of history, it is all fact, and it is all coming out now. And yes, my friends, this is all going to be disclosed very, very soon. This is going to be part of the second level of disclosure, okay, after the corruption is revealed. So let's talk about the blueprints for space travel. All right, so Tesla's ingenuity was not confined to earthly concerns. He also conceptualized advanced propulsion systems, anti-gravity aircraft that could revolutionize space travel. Tesla's designs included ideas for anti-gravity technology and faster than light propulsion, and that includes hover cars. Okay, it just turns out that, again, many believe that he was born 100 years before his time, because now we are seeing a mass production of hover cars within the private sector. Okay, that Space Force is involved in. So Tesla designs include ideas for anti-gravity technology and faster than light propulsion systems, suggesting the possibility of interplanetary travel long before humanity first stepped into the moon, landed on the moon. So the potential for space exploration, this was one of his blueprints that he left behind. So had Tesla's blueprints for space travel had been realized, right? If, let's just say, in a world where there was no cabal, humanity would have achieved significant advancements in space exploration. So his idea suggested that interplanetary travel and the colonization of other worlds were within reach, all right, paving the way for an era of human expansion into the cosmos. So the suppression and its consequences happened by the industrial opposition of the international bankers, all right, the cabal. Unfortunately, the cabal ruined that, all right? We could have all been in a Jetson type of society if there was no cabal due to Tesla's inventions, okay? So the suppression of Tesla's inventions by powerful industrialists had profound implications. And yes, guys, I'm going to mention them. Figures like J.P. Morgan, Thomas Edison, David D. Rocket, who I mean, who had vested interest in maintaining the status, or was it John back then, John Rockefeller, in maintaining the status quo, actively working to discredit and undermining his work, unfortunately. But the dominance of profit-driven motives over technology advancements shifted the potential for a more equitable and sustainable energy system. So let's talk about the missed opportunities. Had Tesla's vision of free energy and advanced technologies been embraced, society could have experienced a golden age 100 years earlier. Okay. So the widespread availability of free energy would have dismantled the powerful oil and coal industries, leading to an era of unprecedented technological advancements and environmental sustainability. The golden age would have eradicated poverty, reduced pollution, and promoted global prosperity. Tesla wrote, he wrote a paper titled, and again, this is a paper that they suppressed, but he wrote a paper titled The Golden Age and Interplanetary Civilization. So he had a vision of a utopian world, all right? In a world that he called a golden age, envisioned by Tesla, humanity would have harnessed the power of free energy to achieve remarkable progress. This utopian society would have been characterized by technological innovation, environmental harmony, and social equity. Okay, the elimination of energy scarcity would have allowed for the development of advanced technologies and infrastructure, fostering a new era of human achievement. So Tesla also had a future of becoming. He had a vision of a future of us becoming an interplanetary civilization. And this was, again, papers that he wrote regarding his visions that were left out of the history books. But my friends, I was able to access them. So due to my connections with the Galactics, which is awesome, Tesla's advanced technologies, including his blueprints for space travel, would have enabled humanity to become an interplanetary civilization. The exploration and colonization of other planets would have expanded human colonies or the human horizon and opened up new possibilities for growth and development across the stars. Tesla's vision suggested that the future of humanity lay not just on Earth, but among the stars. Okay, so his legacy is actually imprinted in modern influences. Despite his suppression, all right, Tesla's legacy was endured. It is endured by the White Hats, all right. Many of his inventions from the backbone of modern technology and his visions continues to inspire new generation of scientists and engineers. The resurgence of interest in renewable energy and wireless technology echoes Tesla's dream of a world powered by clean, free energy. In recent years, Tesla's contributions have been recognized and celebrated. The electric car company Tesla, for instance, founded by Elon Musk, is named in his honor, symbolizing the enduring influence of his work. Tesla's life and achievements are a testament to the power of vision and innovation, suggesting a brighter, more advanced future that is possible if we embrace and build upon his revolutionary ideas. So reimagining, okay, the future by embracing Tesla's vision involves embracing Tesla's vision of free energy and technological innovation. By investing in research and development, society can unlock the potential of Tesla's ideas and create a more sustainable and equitable world. The pursuit of free energy and advanced technologies can pave the way for a new era of human progress and achievement. Another paper he wrote was The Path to the Stars. This is another paper, again, that was left out of circulation. The Path to the Stars by Nikola Tesla. And in this paper, Tesla had a vision of space travel and interplanetary civilization, which offered a roadmap for humanity's future. Okay, and I think this is where Elon Musk, I don't know if Space Force has access or had access due to the fact that Tesla did time travel with John Trump. All right, they were involved in them too, and another person, and several others actually. Now that I think about it, were all part of the original plan. Okay, so this is the reason why Elon Musk keeps talking about going to Mars. Okay. He's just expanding upon Tesla's vision of the future. So, by continuing to explore and developing space technologies, we can expand our presence beyond Earth and unlock the boundless possibilities of the cosmos. Tesla's legacy serves as a reminder that the future is not limited by our current understanding, but is defined by our willingness to dream and innovate. Nikola Tesla was a visionary genius whose contribution to science and technology had left an incredible mark on the world. So his inventions, ranging from the alternating current system to wireless energy transmissions, have shaped modern society. Although suppressed by powerful industrial interest, Tesla's dream of free energy and advanced technology continues to inspire and hold promise for the future. Tesla's life and work remind us of the potential for human ingenuity to transcend the limitations imposed by societal structures. His legacy is a testament to the power of vision and innovation, suggesting that a brighter, more advanced future is possible if we embrace and build upon this revolutionary idea. As we look to the future, Tesla's vision of a golden age and an interplanetary civilization serves as a guiding light, illuminating the path to a more prosperous and enlightening world. So this is it, guys. So I'm going to share with you guys some of his. This was actually part of his journal that the Galactics wanted me to share with you guys for the first time. Revealed. This is what actually happened. Okay. So we could say that the real Tesla lived to be a very, very, very good life. And he died at the age of 130. Okay. He lived, and the reason being is because he was already using some of these advanced healing modalities back then. And the goal was to bring this to the general public by no later than the 1940s and 50s. However, the cabal and their secret negotiations with the Greys, the Zetas, and the reptilians of the Draco star system completely thwarted that vision or those plans. But it's not too late because, that vision is now going to be fulfilled. So let me share with you guys what really happened before. All right, so I just wanted to welcome everybody who's in the house, over 700 people, guys. This is going to get good. This is the part that I wanted to share, and this is probably the reason why they shut me down originally when I went live and there was no audio, but I just kind of called upon my spirit guides. I called upon special protection. I'm wearing some, type of technology that is supposed to protect me from radiation, Wi-Fi frequencies, ELF waves, you name it, tower radiation. So hopefully we could get into understanding what really took place with Tesla. So this is the untold truth about Tesla. And then I'm going to get into questions and answers. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right. So this is from his journal. All right. A meeting beyond time. This is what he called this. He called this this paper a meeting beyond time. And it's also known as, according to the Galactic's historical records, it's called the Time Travelers Alliance. Okay. And this is the reason, guys, why through Project Looking Glass, we've pinned down the cabal on every probability. All right. There's only one future that is going to be unfolding, and that is the Great Awakening into the Golden Age. So this is a restored paper titled A Meeting Beyond Time. Bear with me here. So the year was 1943, and the world was at war. Yet Tesla's mind was far from the battlefields. His thoughts were consumed by a recent encounter that defied all rational explanations. On a stormy night, as Tesla worked late into the evening, a mysterious figure appeared in his lab. At first, Tesla assumed it was an intruder, But as the man stepped into the light, Tesla gasped. He was looking at an older version of himself dressed in a futuristic clothing. Tesla asked, "Who are you?" Though he already knew the answer because telepathically, that future version of that person was a future version of Tesla. He said, "I am you." The man replied calmly, "From an alternative timeline," he said. "I have come to warn you." Okay? The future, Tesla explained that in his timeline, he says, in your timeline, he had been murdered by dark forces who sought to suppress his revolutionary inventions. So this revelation filled Tesla with a mix of course, dread and determination. The future Tesla handed him a small device, a temporal displacement generator, and detailed blueprints for a time travel machine. So you must build this, he said, the future Tesla urged. The fate of humanity depends on it. There is an alliance that is taking place on alternative Earths, and it is important that you build this time machine on this timeline, because this is the mainframe. What happens on this timeline will have an ultimate effect on the other parallel realities. So a coalition of forces of good from both the past and the future have been working together, known as the Time Traveler Alliance, working to thwart a dark cabal that is intending on controlling the world on every probable timeline. So he told him that you are a key part of this alliance. So they created what is known as the Temporal Alliance. And this is where John G. Trump, the uncle of 45, who was actually his best friend, this is where he also was involved, okay? So determined to change his fate and save humanity. I'm speaking for Tesla. Tesla was determined to change his fate and save humanity. Tesla began working on the time travel machine. He reached out to his trusted friend and fellow Earth Alliance associate, John G. Trump. Together, they deciphered the blueprints and constructed a device capable of bending the fabric of time. As the machine hummed to life, Tesla and John Trump stepped into the unknown. They were greeted by a council of extraordinary individuals from various eras, scientists, philosophers, and warriors, united in their mission to protect humanity from the shadows. This was the Temporal Alliance. The alliance included notable figures such as Leonardo da Vinci, Marie Curie, and even figures from the distant future. Each had played a role in advancing human knowledge and resisting the dark cabal's influence. So in securing a bright future, Tesla and John Trump quickly became integral members of the Temporal Alliance. And of course, now we are including Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, right? Who were, of course, the white hats during, the Renaissance period. They used their scientific prowess to identify and disrupt the cabal's plans across multiple timelines. From preventing assassinations, which, of course, brings me to the fact that, yes, this is how they were able to prevent senior JFK's assassination. And that explains why senior JFK was there when Trump was speaking in one of his union to the press, I believe, speeches. He was the guy in the wheelchair with the little hat. This is the reason, okay? This is why they prevented his death, okay? The real JFK Sr. was not assassinated, guys, okay? Some of you guys know this and some of you guys don't. And all this was done because of the time, the Temporal Alliance, okay? Because of the Temporal Alliance. So from preventing assassinations to sabotaging secret weapons, all right? And this explains why a lot of the fatal, you could say, bioweapons were also thwarted that were supposed to be unleashed on humanity in the cabal's effort to eliminate at least 99% or 95% of the world's population, right? So their actions reverberated, I can't even say that word, reverberated through history, gradually weakening the cabal's grip on power on every time coordinate, okay? One particular daring mission took them back to ancient Rome. Now, this is where some of you guys are going to be like, what's the word I'm looking? Mind warped, okay? They use their scientific prowess to identify and disrupt the cabal's plan across multiple timelines, from preventing assassinations. I've already mentioned that. So one particular thing that they did as they traveled back over about 2,000 years ago during the times of the Roman Empire, they traveled back over to meet with John the Revelator. That's right, guys. The writer of the book of the Apocalypse, the last book of the Bible, was also part of the Temporal Alliance. All right. This is where the White Hats are working together on every time coordinate. Again, the White Hats have been around for thousands of years. And yes, John the Baptist, Jesus the Christ, the Essenes, the community of Qumran, they were all part of the White Hat team in those days, 2,000 years ago as well. So the Alliance believed that John needed a glimpse of the future to write the book of Revelation, a text that would serve as a beacon of hope and a warning for future generations. So this is the reason why John was able to write the future, because he met with Tesla and John Trump. Disguised as an ancient garb. Okay, so this is a glimpse of Revelation. Disguised as an ancient garb, Tesla and Trump approached John. Of course, they had to wear, clothing of those days. They couldn't approach John wearing suits, right? John would have been like thinking, who are you guys? So they approached them wearing ancient garments, just like how they used to dress 2,000 years ago, right? And then John, as he sat in exile, because John was excommunicated, right? He was exiled by the Roman Empire, right? For being a white hat. John the Revelator, the writer of the book of Revelation, the last book in the Bible. He was a white hat, okay? So as he sat in exile on the island of Patmos, they presented themselves as emissaries from a distant land and in a distant time, and shared with him visions of what was to come. John was awestruck by the scenes of futuristic technology, great wars, and the ultimate redemption at the end of the cycle, okay? Which is now. So inspired by these visions, John penned the book of Revelation, known as the Apocalypse, the last book of the Bible, embedding within it cryptic messages that would guide humanity through the ages. And now there is a saying that says, when the prophet, is the prophet really seeing glimpses of the future, or is the prophet, when he writes, is he writing the future into existence by writing it down? I believe it's simultaneously, just like the concept of the chicken and the egg, okay? But in this case, John the Revelator, who met with Tesla and John Trump, was giving access through what was going to be happening over the course of the next 2,000 years, okay? Hello, they also met with no other than Nostradamus. How do you guys think that Nostradamus was able to write his books of prophecies? Believe it or not, guys, Nostradamus, Michael de Nostradamus, was also a white hat, okay? Believe it or not. Okay, so let me continue this. Embedding within encryptic messages that would guide humanity through the ages. Tesla and Trump returned to their own time, confident that their interventions had set a crucial part of history in motion. So this leads to the final showdown. Now, I hope this stays on, on Fluff Tooth here. I hope they don't take this down, because this is information that nobody's ever shared before. And please, guys, if you guys could share this video far and wide, people need to know the truth, right? Why we won the war on every probable timeline and every time coordinate. Because of the temporal, triple alliance of the temporal alliance. Okay, so the alliance efforts culminating in a final shutdown with the Dark Cabal. Using their time travel technology, they pinpointed the Cabal's stronghold in the future on every timeline, on every alternative Earth, Well, that explains why when they look into Project Looking Glass, right, all they see is the victory of the light, right? There is no dark era anymore. We won, guys, because of this alliance. Okay, so Tesla, Trump, and their allies launched a coordinated assault confronting the cabal's leaders in their last bastion. In a fierce battle that spanned the corridors of time, the alliance emerged victorious. The cabal was dismantled, and their plans for global domination were finally thwarted. Thank God. Humanity's future, once shrouded in darkness, now shone with the promise of a new golden age. So this leaves us with a legacy of hope. As the alliance celebrated their hard-won victory, Tesla's reflected on the incredible journey that had brought him here. He had transcended the boundaries of time and space, working alongside the greatest minds in history to secure a brighter future for all. Returning to his lab in 1943, after he went everywhere, future in the past, 2,000 years ago, I wouldn't even be surprised. But again, I only was able to have access to his meetings with John in the island of Patmos during his exile by the Romans 2,000 years ago. But I wouldn't doubt if they traveled all the way back to Atlantis as well. It's just I didn't have access to those records. Now, the world still faced with many challenges, but with the cabal defeated and the temporal alliance standing guard, there was hope. In the years that follow, Tesla and Trump continue their work, pushing the boundaries of science and technology. They inspired future generations to dream bigger, strive for greater heights, and believe in the power of good to triumph over evil. The story of Nikola Tesla and the Temporal Alliance became a legend, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and the endless possibilities that await those who dare to dream beyond the confines of time. So there it is. The truth is that an alternative futuristic version of Tesla traveled back in time from an alternative timeline to warn him about his assassination in order for him to escape that. All right. And of course, in collaboration with John Trump, they were able to secure the positive timeline on every alternative Earth reality. Wow, guys, that was pretty deep. Like when I was first, when I first heard about this, I was mind struck. I was like thinking, so Tesla faked his death. He never died. History says that he died. Of course, that's what the cabal wanted us to believe. But he faked his death, and he lived to 130 because of the fact that, again, they were already using, advanced healing modalities, right? Frequencies, ultraviolet, ozone therapy back then. And that explains why he lived to be over 130. And I wouldn't be surprised. So that would mean that he probably died sometime in the 1960s. Sometime in the 1960s, guys. But this whole time, Tesla, between 1940 or 1945, and supposedly when he was assassinated in 1960 something, I think a lot of the times he was time traveling. He was probably hiding in pocket realities, and of course he was working with the Galactic, the Federation of Planets, the Association of Worlds, and he was also working with, in the future, he was also working with Space Force. So I wouldn't be surprised if he worked with Elon Musk to create Starlink. Now, I do want to share something about Starlink really quick, guys, before I take some questions. I will take the chat. I will take some questions in a little bit. But before I do, there is something I wanted to share with you guys about Starlink, okay? One second here. I want to welcome everyone, almost 1,000 people in the house. All right. So this is coming from American Media Group. Okay. So I wanted to share this with you guys. Just really brief. So as the world faces the triple threat of a global financial crash, this plan, bold and audacious in the scope, suggests not merely a recovery, but a complete reset due to the new financial system. So the power play. I think I've already mentioned it, right? The Guardians of Light. Oh, yes, I think I did. So let's see. Did I mention that? I guess I did. Okay. I've already mentioned that. All right, so let's go into Q&A. How is everyone doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I'm glad that my mic is working. I had to do a quick scheduling of a new live. I don't have a thumbnail. I had a perfect thumbnail with, Nikola Tesla's picture connected to Starlink and Space Force, but that live with a thumbnail wasn't working. My mic wasn't working, so I just had to do it the old-fashioned way. So I'm going to go ahead and start with T in Arizona. Thank you so much for the super chat. And you're saying thank you for the great info about Tesla. We are all waking up now very fast. Love to you all. Oh, you are so welcome, guys. You are so welcome. And then this is from, let's see. Please wisheth Geraldine a happy birthday. Woohoo. Okay, Geraldine, if you're out there, happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. Make sure you guys type your questions in capital letters so that I could bypass the chat. Watch my hands by the mic. I'm not going to touch the mic. I promise. I'm not going to touch my mic, but I will be calling my tech guy so we could get it fixed. So that way I could put a thumbnail again and do it the right way. So I'm just going to go ahead and just take some Q&A at this time. I'm looking for questions, guys. I'm looking for questions. Candace Thurman is saying, I heard Nikola Tesla was reincarnated during this time. I don't remember where I read it. That could be true. Again, due to the fact that he didn't die, he wasn't assassinated, due to the fact that he was able to live to over 130, 1968, I would say that's when he died. And again, that is the reason why the real JFK Sr. Survived his assassination, because of Nikola Tesla. Oh, somebody's saying Nikola versus Einstein in a hot dog eating contest. Oh, you can't even compare the two. I heard that Einstein was sponsored and promoted by the cabal, and he wasn't really all that much of a genius. Even the general theory of relativity was accredited to him, but he wasn't the one who came up with that. He wasn't the originator of that. And that's what I heard, right? So let's see. Have you seen Dark Matter, Sirius Ishmael? You would love it, about timelines and multiverse. No, I've never seen it. I don't have time to watch TV at all. I don't have time to watch TV. But yeah, a lot of these TV shows, these new series, they're all about exposing the truth about what's really going on. About the multiverse, about time travel, about extraterrestrials, you name it. So Love Source is asking me, Ishmael, what is your favorite way to ground? Is that what he said? Let's see. Let me rewind a little bit. My favorite way to ground. Can't get back to that. My favorite way to ground. Oops. I just lost the live. Is by sitting in the moment, by being present. Another way that I ground is I use my imagination to visualize my root chakra, like a core, penetrating deep into the earth and connecting with all the trees, the roots of the earth, and then going deep into the core of the earth. And I do that for about 5 minutes every morning. Right when I get up, I sit vertical on my bed, and I visualize my root chakra extending deep into the earth and becoming one with the roots, and then of course with the core of the earth. And then there's other ways of grounding. Another way you guys could ground is by being in nature. Taking your shoes off and socks, putting your feet on the grass, on the dirt, on the ground, or if you're in nature, on the grass, just kind of connecting. Hugging a tree is grounding. Have you guys ever tried hugging a tree? That grounds you pretty well. Make sure you guys put your questions in capital letters, and I will be addressing as many questions as possible. Einstein was a plagiarist. Most of his work, yes, absolutely. He was a fake genius. And you know who else was a fake genius? And a pedophile. What's his name? The Hawking, Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking. Neo says, I got your latest book, Ishmael. Thank you. You're very much welcome, my brother. You're very much welcome. Yeah, that The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, wherever that is, right behind me right there. Very, very easy to digest, guys. Very easy to digest. We're, revealing the true history of the Kabbalah, and then, of course, the suppressed history of the White Hats. And now I come to understand that the White Hats, the triple temporal alliance, that's what it's called, right? Triple because it involves the White Hats of the past, the White Hats of the future, as to why a future version of Nikola time traveled to meet with him. They were all working together. The triple temporal alliance. Just remember that. This is a new concept as to why we won the war on every probable timeline. What are the Cassiopeans like? Ooh, that's a good one. We're talking about galactic beings from the Cassiopeia solar system. Okay, the Cassiopeans, they're very human-like. Skin tone-wise, I would say some of them are olive, some of them are fair, and some of them are probably look like the Native American Indians. But for the most part, Cassiopeans are humanoid galactic beings. Very, very peaceful, very, very peaceful, very spiritually mature. They do have parts of themselves that exist in the 5th dimension. And then there is an evolved version of themselves that is in the 7th dimension. So, yeah, the Cassiopeans exist anywhere from the 5th to the 7th dimension. And I do see Stuart Williams. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Anything on the 13 crystal skulls? Very good question. The 13 crystal skulls, man, I should do a whole live just based on that. But to give you an understanding of what they are, those are advanced types of technologies of light that were used by the ancient Atlanteans. In fact, the 13 skulls were given to the guardians of the earth during Atlantean times. And when they were infiltrated by Marduk and the dark forces, many believe that those skulls were hidden. So we don't really know where they're at. Of course, within the private sector, they probably do know where they're at. But from from my understanding, the Earth Alliance has access to all of the 13 skulls and the Galactic Alliance as well. So we don't have to worry about them falling into the hands of the wrong or the wicked, right? But are you a reptilian? Yes or no? No, of course not. Reptilians are the enemy, right? Those are the children of Lucifer. I am of the offspring of Michael. Somebody asked me that question. If I were, guys, I wouldn't be assisting in the activation and the awakening process. I would be doing the opposite. I'd be working with the Cabal, living in a mansion instead of living in a one-bedroom apartment. Living. I live like I don't have much, right? I'm like you could say I'm not materialistic at all right? I just need one car, one pair of shoes for all things, right? I just have one pair of shoes. Can you guys believe that? All right, fine. I have dress shoes that go with like when I wear suits. But other than that, I just wear one shoes for everything. One shoes to go to the gym, one shoes to go out and do my daily things. I only have about 6 pairs of shirts. That's why I wear my shirts over and over. 5 pairs of pants, and that's it. A couple of jackets, some sweaters. I'm very, very, very simple, guys. I don't care about having colognes and none of that. I don't even wear cologne half the time. All right. I do wear deodorant, of course. So no, I'm not a reptilian, because if I was, I would be, not writing the books that I'm writing, exposing the history of the cabal and exposing the truth about what's been going on. Somebody said that's a troll in the house. I don't want to call anyone a troll, to each his own. I welcome everyone. I don't care if people have negative things to say on my own chat. It doesn't affect me, guys. It doesn't affect me. I am happy. You know why I'm so happy? Because for the last 2.5 years, ever since I came into the scene, I've received so much feedback from people out there who were losing hope. And a lot of people have told me, through DMs, through emails, in person during book tours, that I've helped them a lot, and that I brought them hope. And to me, that is everything. To me, the fact that I am affecting the mass, or we could say the collective, in a positive way, right? And to me, that means everything. And so I am grateful for that. I love serving humanity. I love sharing what I know. I don't even want to call it my knowledge, because all knowledge comes from God. All right. I'm just able to access information. But I just wanted to say that I am grateful to be a part of this great awakening. And I'm so happy that you guys are here. And I'm so happy that I am assisting in the great awakening of humanity. So I am honored to serve, guys. I am honored to serve. Well, somebody's asking, can we go back to the past and visit? We could. Okay, we could. And one of the abilities that we're going to have as we activate our light body and our crystalline genetic structure is we're going to have the ability to project our consciousness into any time coordinate in the past. But just our consciousness, of course. We're not going to be traveling physically, because if we do, of course, we alternate the timeline. Every time somebody goes to the past, it creates a new future, guys, okay? And that is the reason why there is an infinite number of parallel Earth realities, which are now collapsing into three overall timelines, right? The bifurcation of timelines is here. So we are part of the ascending positive timeline, okay? I love you guys too. MJF says, thank you, Ishmael. We love you. Well, I love you guys as well. So if you guys have questions, please. Commander Valiant Thor identity has been, all right. So, okay, let me just explain this, okay? Let's see. I wanted to answer that question. This is Commander Valiant Thor. Let's see if I pinned it right. By the way, Commander Valiant Thor's identity has been stolen. He only posts, this is important, he only posts on We the People News. He is on other social media now. Mary has posted his notes on her show. All right. Yeah, that is correct, guys. Use your discernment. There are a lot of tricksters out there, just like how there's some fake Ishmael Perez posing as me. And by the way, guys, if you guys get a DM from an Ishmael Perez anywhere on social media asking you for a reading or asking you for money, it's not me, all right? Those are pirated channels, fake Ishmael Perez's. And the same goes with Valiant Thor, all right? Valiant Thor, there's a lot of people that are impersonating him, so make sure that you guys use your discernment when it comes to hearing information from Valiant Thor. And bear in mind that Valiant Thor is not going to be personally direct, you could say, he's not going to be DMing people personally, all right? That's just not something that a commander does. He works with the Earth Alliance. So when he speaks, when he has information, he speaks to the collective. All right. Stuart Williams. I've already answered that. EI or El Captain, El Capitan, El Captain. Thank you so much for the super chat. You said, my wife, Cherry, enjoyed meeting you in Cape Canaveral. Cool. Your PowerPoint presentation was excellent and appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I got good feedback about that. People were kind of mind blown. I was told people were just like, "Whoa, that's a lot of information." We appreciate. We both have M on both of our palms. Wow, that's interesting. What does that mean? Thank you, Archangel Ishmael. Well, thank you for the compliment, but I am just Ishmael. I don't claim to be an archangel. I don't claim to be nothing but just in this embodiment. I am Ishmael. As soon as we all ascend and begin the reintegration process of our multidimensional self, then, at that point, we will all know who we truly are, right, in the higher spheres. But for now, you could just call me Ishmael. Thank you, though. I think that when you have an M in your arm, and I think I have the M too. I don't know if you guys could see it. See the M? That's the M. The M. So you guys see the M in my arm? The M, the line, the M. There you go. That means that you are very connected. That means that you are extremely advanced, that you have amazing, you could say, psychic abilities. All right. So use your abilities for good. And that also means that you are spiritually protected at all times. It makes perfect sense, guys, because there's been a lot of times where I felt that there was an attempt at my life. Like they saw that in the future I was going to help a lot of people, in the Great Awakening, and they wanted to take me out before I became a public figure. And I believe that my spirit guides, my angels, were there to protect me at all times, and nothing happened to me. For those that didn't know, I actually had 3 near-death experiences where I actually died, and I kept coming back because they kept telling me, Ishmael, your mission on this planet isn't over yet, and you're not going to die. You're going to be there to experience the transformation, the transition. And I said, okay. At your service, God. All right. So, Allison Carr, thank you so much for the little cartoon character for the super chat. I didn't eat dates before my live today because when I eat dates, it really makes me wired. I feel like I'm on 3 cups of coffee. It's all that sugar. So now what I do, guys, is I eat dates after my workout in the morning. Well, an hour or 2 later. Again, I like to not have any solid meals till 12 noon my time. So that's when I'll eat dates, around 12 noon, because I don't like to eat dates around this time at night. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to fall asleep at night. Let's see. So again, for those that don't know, I am going to have a special guest for the first time. Juan 07 is going to be my guest this Saturday night at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So if you guys have questions for Juan 07, right, please make sure that you guys type them in capital letters. I tried to get Gene Decode, but that's not working out. I think he is just way too busy. And I don't know about Pascal Nahadi anymore. He's starting to claim that he's senior JFK embodiment, or he's back as the senior JFK. And then he just said some nasty things about the Jews in general. And I don't know if I resonate with that. Not only that, but he's also a flat earther. So I don't know about Pascal Nahadi. I don't know about it. I'm not getting a good feeling about him. Just letting you guys know. Oh, there we go again. Losing my live. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a question from Taha Sinclair. Love your name, Taha. Never heard it before. Very unique. Hey, Ishmael, how many fractals are able to incarnate from the same being? Well, here, let me pinpoint it. Let me pin this message so that everyone could see. Okay, so this is coming from Tehe Sinclair. Hey, Ishmael, How many fractals are able to incarnate from the same being or higher self? Thank you, brother. How many fractals? I would say it's in the thousands. I believe it's in the thousands. You could have thousands of fractals of yourself coexisting on different parallel Earth realities and on different timelines. But eventually, as we undergo the reintegration process, which many in the spiritual community call the ascension process, we begin to integrate with those aspects of ourselves. So I would say it's maybe over 1,918 or 1,917. I'm not quite sure, but it's right under 2,000. That's how many fractals. That's how powerful your consciousness, and that's how vast your consciousness is, guys. Your consciousness is embodying many avatars, over 1,000 avatars, all at the same time. All right, so let's take some more questions. All right, so this is a good one. Now, I know sometimes I get repeated questions that I've answered in past lives. If you guys haven't had a chance, all right, if you're ever bored, go back to my first 10 lives that I did, I think a year ago. A lot of these questions about Rh negative blood type, are my pets going to ascend? Are my kids going to go with me when the transition takes place? You know, people were asking me about just questions that a lot of people keep asking me. If you guys want me to answer your questions, I'm always, glad to answer repetitive questions. But if you guys go back to my first 10 lives and watch them, I answered a lot of the questions that are being repeated again. Just to let you guys know, I've been doing lives for, I think, almost a year now. So just make sure you guys watch some of those prior lives. Now, this is a question from Miss America. Why are there pics and reports of two suns? Is it another planet? Can be two suns. Well, my friend, our sun does have a twin, right? Scientists call it Nemesis. It is actually a brown dwarf star. It's a little smaller than our sun, a little bigger than Jupiter, that has also satellites or planetoids revolving around it, and it's known as Nibiru. The Nibiru is you could say is the second sun that most people are seeing. However, our solar system is part of a trinary star system. You guys want to know what the third sun is? That is part of our trinary star system? It is Sirius B, the big blue star, which is really the granddaddy stars of all stars when you think about it. But yeah, our solar system, our sun Helios, is actually part of a trinary star system. Sirius B is the main one, then our sun, and then of course Nibiru. But Nibiru was programmed to come into our solar system every 3,600 years. Okay, and there's a reason why it was programmed to do so. Because during the early stages of Nibiru, when it was first developed by the Syrian High Council, it was designed as a battlestar planet in order to protect over 200,000 solar systems that were inhabited by refugees of Lyra. All right, let's take more questions. I want to welcome everyone that is in the house at this time. How do you go down? Oh, here we go. All right, any more questions? Yeah, the Hopi prophecies talk about a blue star that is known as Sirius B. That's right. All right, this is a new question I've never been asked, so I'm going to go ahead and pin it. This question is coming from David. Man, some of your last names, guys, are very, very hard to pronounce. Hinyup, Hinyup. Hinai up. Can you say anything about bottlenose dolphins in humans? Bottlenose dolphins. That is a new term. I've never heard of them, but what I do know is that dolphins are actually fifth dimensional beings living in three-dimensional avatars, and they were known as the prey cetaceans. They've been around for over 25,000 years. In fact, during the first seeding of this planet, going back to 30 million years ago, before there was physical life on Earth, the pre-cetaceans, which are now the dolphins and whales, were bipedal, and they were land creatures, right? They had feet, right? But after the devastating cataclysm that took place in the destruction of the first Earth colony, some of them just morphed and became ocean creatures. But they are still vastly connected with the galactics. They are still vastly telepathic, and they are extremely intelligent. So yeah, dolphins are actually extraterrestrials embodying fish avatars living in our oceans, to be quite honest. Was Nibiru the original home of the Anunnaki? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Nibiru was a amalgamation of all the different races from many different systems. It had different habitats. You had habitats for amphibians on Nibiru. You had habitats for aquatic beings, right? You had habitats for land galactics, right, that live on land like we do. Oxygen breathing people. So Nibiru was a different layered. It was divided to different layers, so it had habitats for all kinds of different specimens. But the royalty, the royal bloodline that was in charge of the Nibirian Council, originated in Sirius B. They were known as the Anunnaki race before they were infiltrated by the Draconian reptilians through Enki. Well, actually, the first infiltration took place before Enki, and this was before Anu took command of the Battlestar planet Nibiru. He was known as Commander Anzu. Before Anu, there was Commander Anzu. Now, Commander Anzu was working with the Draconian Empire, and he was able to infiltrate Nibiru over, I believe, I would say about 20 million years ago. And of course, him and Anu had to fight. And luckily, Anu, who was of the original lineage of the Anunnaki, which could be traceable back to Michael, right? Sirius B, of the Azurite race, of the original Seraphim, won that war against, or that battle against Anzu. And then Anzu was, what is that word? His private parts were taken out by Anu, so he wouldn't reproduce. And that's how Anu came into power. But of course, Anu was deceived by Dramin later on in his life, and that's when he impregnated her with Enki, and Enki just kind of messed everything up on Earth. But here's another question from Hope is Real 22. Ishmael, what do you think about the bird flu? Late news. A lot of the stuff that is coming out through the mass media is a distraction. All right. I wouldn't worry about it, guys. I wouldn't worry about anything like that. All right. The next big event that we are all waiting for, it's known by many names, Black Swan, right? It's going to be initiated by the Hat International Military Forces. So it's a good thing, all right? That's going to be the next big event. So I wouldn't worry about anything else right now, any negative things happening. Skip ad. Oh my God, I'm seeing the ads. Am I really? That's crazy. I just skipped my own ad. Oh God, these darn commercials. Let's see. Oh, I love this. I love this. This is actually really, really true. I'm going to rewind this a little bit. I really want to share this with you guys. I like this a lot. This resonates. All right, I'm going to share this with you guys, okay? This is coming from Love Source. Love Source is reminding us that your mind is not inside your body. Oops. All right, okay. Your mind is not inside your body. Your mind is all. Yes, that's right. Stop seeing your mind as this thing inside your skull, but begin to see your mind as a field connected to everything. That is so, so true. So your mind is the all. Just breathe in deeply, says Love Source, and let go and be consistent with meditating. Breathe in deep, in dark, and the soul can fly. Thank you for sharing that intense bit of wisdom. I love it. I love it. Powerful wisdom. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about the bird flu or anything, guys. Put it this way, guys. If you guys are eating healthy, if you guys are taking care of yourselves, if you guys are drinking good water, chances are you're not going to be affected by anything. All right. You're not going to get sick. You're not going to get the common cold or flu. So just make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. Right. And again, whatever comes out of the main mass media, just discard it. Right. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Don't even watch. Or if you guys are just getting this information, say through social media, whatever doesn't serve you, just don't even put your energy into it. Just discard it. There's no even need to look at that reel. If the reel is negative, oh, a new virus or this or that. Oh, this is going to happen. A disaster is coming. Prepare. Ignore it. Ignore it. Okay, guys? Be very, very, very picky as to what you allow to rent space in your head. That's my advice to you guys. Be very, very picky, my friends. How do I unpin you? I'm trying to. I don't know. I can't unpin you. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ishmael's book. Oh, back off. Okay. You guys, can you guys not hear me, or am I sounding too staticky because my. There we go. Can you guys hear me better now? Okay. Somebody just said back up from your microphone. Okay. Why are we only aware of this dimension? That is a very good question. M.L. Hudson says, we have avatars in other dimensions. Why are we only aware of this dimension? That is a very good question. The only reason why we don't have access to other dimensions is because of the fact that we were disconnected or unplugged from other dimensional realities through the downgrading of genetics. Okay. So we were only limited to broadcast within a certain bandwidth, which is a very limited bandwidth. Start thinking as dimensions as, you could say, to give you an example, we have the spectrum of light. We have visible light, which is a very, very narrow bandwidth. And then to the far left of the spectrum, we have infrared. To the far right of the spectrum, we have ultraviolet. Well, in like manner, you could say our perception and consciousness was reduced to only broadcast within a very narrow bandwidth. And that explains why we only have access to this limited dimension. But soon, right, when our 10 strands of DNA become reactivated, right, it's like we're going to go from limited consciousness to the full spectrum to other dimensional realities. That's going to be fun. Some people say that's going to be like being on magic mushrooms, but more enhanced. But we'll see. We'll see when that time comes. All right, let's continue. All right, this is a good question from Truth Seek Forever. Truth Seek Forever. What do you know about Sirius C? That is a very good question. So we do know that the Sirius star system is a trinary star system within itself. Of course, we are part of that trinary star system, but it is broken off into Sirius A, Sirius B, and C. Sirius C, there are civilizations in Sirius C. However, it is mainly used to store, you could say, galactic equipment for the most part. However, some of the planets are inhabited, but most of the life forms or civilizations are revolving around the star of Sirius A and Sirius B. So from what I've come to understand, the galactics have used Sirius C kind of like as a, you could say, as a big place to store galactic equipment. That's the best way I could describe Sirius C. There's not much going on around Sirius C. And I think a lot of it has to do with that because of the fact that some of those planets are just not, they're not suitable enough to harvest life forms. So what they do, the Galactic Zoo, is they just use it to store equipment. You know, kind of like how when we have all kinds of stuff and it doesn't fit in our house, we go to public storage places and we store it there. So you could say that Sirius C is a galactic storehouse of equipment. That's the best way. That's the best way to describe it. How do you know all this information off the top of your head? Impressive. You have a high IQ, probably photographic memory. Um, well, okay, I get asked that a lot, especially after reading my books. People are like, "Wow, that is so much information." Well, um, I never considered myself a high IQ person. I just I've always received transmissions for the most part. I've always been connected with my galactic self, and my galactic self is part of the Council of 12 as a Lyran Syrian Anuhasi. And not only do I receive transmissions from my galactic self, but I also do tons of research. I've been researching ever since I was 16 years old. I continue to research. I'm addicted to knowledge. And I guess everybody's born with a gift. And my gift is I am able to put the pieces together to explain the bigger picture. So that's always been my gift, you know. But I don't consider myself a genius. I don't consider myself special. I'm just contributing my part through my talents and my gifts. Now, if you play me on a basketball game, I probably would never make a shot. You know, if you ask me to play chess, I probably don't even know how to move those pieces. So we all have our strengths, of course, and my strength is in knowledge, you know. So that's the reason why I guess I've been able to access a lot of information that goes beyond this realm, you know, to be sincere. But no, I don't claim to be anything special. Actually, every single one of you is born with a gift. And my encouragement is to get in touch with that gift, to get in touch with those talents that you guys have, because that's going to be your contribution to humanity. You know, that is your contribution, right? That is part of your blueprint, right? So everyone's born with a gift. Every single person has a God-given talent. So my advice is for you to get in touch with whatever it is that you excel in and use it for the betterment of humanity. And that's what I've been doing with my gift, right? You know, I suck at sports. Um, I have no common sense. You know, if you put me, if I go to the local Starbucks and if you ask me to try to blend in with like say a group of people that are having a conversation, I would probably be the odd one because I would not know what to say. If it's just a common, you know, a typical day-to-day conversation, I wouldn't fit in, you know. So I'm very odd when it comes to social settings. I don't really say much. I just keep my mouth shut and I just listen. All right. So let's see. Let's answer more questions. Somebody calls the black swan flu. Let's see. All right. Any more questions? Oh, I see tons of questions. Tons of chat too. I see. Will Tesla energy allow for interdimensional frequency travel as well, or just planet? Here, let me pin this because this is important. This is a question from Sunshine. How you doing, Valentina? Welcome, welcome. I just wanted to let everybody know that Valentina Sunshine is my favorite student because she has been taking our Cosmic Origin course every single month. So I just wanted to thank you personally, Valentina, for doing so. She says she can never get enough of this knowledge. So thank you, Valentina. And to answer your question, will Tesla energy allow for interdimensional frequency travel as well, or just planet to planet? The planets and stars we see with our naked eye. Absolutely, yes, Valentina. Tesla energy technology will allow us to, again, pinpoint the stargates, create portal doors that will allow us to travel from planet to planet, from system to system, from one point of the galaxy to the other side of the galaxy. Absolutely. Absolutely, sister. This is going to be the beginning of a whole new golden era. But also remember that for those of us that go into the fifth dimension and above, we're going to be able to do that through our own inner technology. We won't need external technology to travel the galaxy or the dimensional spheres, right? We are going to be using our inner software, which is the light body technology. Our own Merkaba is going to be our vehicle that is going to allow us to travel the different dimensional spheres and to any star system or planet that we wish so to travel. Excuse me. Oops, am I getting hiccups? Sometimes I'll just get like one or two hiccups. I want to welcome all 1,009 people that are in the house. Welcome, welcome. Again, if you guys are late to the live here, make sure you guys watch it in its entirety. I revealed some of the secret papers that Tesla left behind, and most importantly, I revealed for the first time what really happened to Tesla and how the triple alliance was formed. The time travel triple alliance was formed that allowed the White Hats on every time coordinate from the future and the past to win the war against the cabal here in our times, ushering the age of Aquarius, or as in Christianity known as the millennium, or as the Eastern teachers called the seventh golden age of enlightenment. That's all I wanted to say. The organic utopia we've all been waiting for is upon us. Let's see. Oh, yes. Please give me a like if you guys like this and share it. In fact, do me a favor. If you guys watch this video, I want you guys to share this with at least 10 people. 10 people that you think ought to know the truth about Tesla, his hidden papers, and of course, how he ended up building the time travel machine, which is really a device. It's not really like a physical machine, like you would say, like that, like used in the movie Back to the Future, like that car. No, that's just what they use for the movies, but it's actually a device. Even within the private sector, they did succeed in developing time travel. That's called Project Pegasus, for those that didn't know. But of course, the White Hats were able. So by the time the Dark Hats developed time travel, no matter where they went in the time coordinate spectrum of the future and the past, they kept running into a dead end because of what Tesla did. That was awesome. That was amazing. It's like, think about it. It's like a chess game when you think of this temporal world, this time war, right, taking place. It's like a chess game. And luckily, Tesla was able to pin down the cabal on every probable timeline. That was amazing. That was amazing. I will show you all sports and fitness. I didn't say nothing about fitness, guys. All right. I said sports. All right. I've been working out for about 20 years. And when it comes to fitness, I managed to master it. Don't get me wrong. When I first started working out, it was trial and error. After about a year of working out, when I first mastered my workout method, my routine, I started incorporating my diet. That's when I started gaining results. Okay. So I am very good at working out. I love working out. I just don't do sports. Oh, and I'm also very good at martial arts, and I've never even taken martial arts. It just comes to me naturally. I also know how to swing a sword like a Jedi. So I'm very good with sword fighting and all that stuff. And a lot of that has to do with me being a warrior. It just comes natural to me. Questions. About 20 more minutes. If you guys want to ask me questions. Let's see. Question. Will Jesus Ananda come back and explain things because of religion? Well, Jesus Sananda is at the head, right? He is like, we could say, the leader of the forces of light on every level, including the Galactic Command. They all answer to him. Will he come back? He's already here. He has returned through us. Remember that quote in the Bible that says that ye are all children of the ye are all children of God, and that ye are all gods? Well, when we activate the Christ mind, which many of us are doing, that's going to be the second coming of Christ. And yes, then by then people are going to start see things for what they really are, and they are going to pierce through the illusion of organized religion. So organized religion won't be existing in the new golden era as a result of the Christ consciousness coming back to the earth. But as far as like one man coming from the sky, no, that was all kind of, you know, that was all installed by the Council of Nicaea and the Roman Empire and the Catholic Church. Let me turn off my air now. It is getting a little chilly now. Question: do you think the SSP continues to operate covertly? Well, um, yes, both functions, both the nefarious and the positive functions. But now that the positive functions have pretty much neutralized and dismantled the nefarious functions, they are going to seize the secrecy and bring out the technology, of course, after the EBS takes place. Very, very soon. Absolutely. But yeah, they continue to operate in secret, guys, because remember, they are playing the cabal in their own game. All right. So, which leads me to letting you guys know that throughout all of history, the white hats, the white knights, as I call them in my book, The Secret Government. For those that have read my book, I talk about the white knights, right? And this is before Charlie Ward. This is before Patriot Underground or Patriot Street Fighter. This is before Anonymous. This is before, the 17th letter of the alphabet. I used to call the white knights white. The white hats white knights all the way in 2005 and 2006 when I first published my book. So to answer your question, yes, the white hats have always operated covertly, also in secret societies. So not all secret societies have been negative, right? A lot of the positive secret societies stemmed as remnants of the original, we could say, benevolent order known as the Essenes, the Order of the Qumran, right? So when you think back of the Order of the Qumran, all the members they were like the Jedis, right? The Order of the Qumran, the Essenes, operated in similar fashion to the Jedi Council in the movie Star Wars, right? They were the guardians of secret knowledge. They were all very advanced in the arts of martial arts, breathing, yoga, meditation. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them had abilities like telekinesis, telepathy, because of the fact that they were very spiritually advanced. And in like manner, throughout history, at the highest levels of the Earth Alliance or White Hats, we have people with these abilities, with these what we would consider supernatural powers, right? They're called the White Wizards, kind of like Gandalf in the movie Lord of the Rings. So the White Wizards, there is a council of wizards that have been the guiding force. Some of you might know them as the White Lotus or the Great White Brotherhood and Sisterhood that have been guiding humanity from behind the scenes. And these wizards do exist, and these wizards are still existing, by the way, right? They live for hundreds and hundreds of years. So yes, in a way, they have advanced genetics. Some believe that these wizards probably are using some of the angelic genes or celestial genes more so than their human genes, as to why they live long, long lives, but also because they have reached a very, very high level of consciousness, to the point where a lot of them are ascetic. I'm sorry, yeah, they're ascetic, meaning they don't have families, they don't have intercourse, right? They're completely like celibate, and they dedicate their lives to, again, it's the war between the sorcerers of the cabal and the white magicians of the white hats. So that's always been the case. So they dedicate their lives to the spiritual evolution of humanity, directing the spiritual evolution of humanity. Any more questions? Joanna says, Super Student Award Sunshine. Absolutely. Questions? Do you think? Okay, I've already answered that. Let's see. What do you know about? Oops, did I? One second. Let me get that question. I want to make sure I addressed as many questions as possible. How do I go back? How do I rewind the chat? Oh, there we go. Okay. Um, where is that question? And many believe that Jesus Christ was he was like the master Jedi of these scenes, right? He was able to walk on water. He was an alchemist, turning water into wine in his own wedding of Canaan when he married Mary Magdalene. And the only reason he didn't fight back was because many believe that he actually was so he had such an ability to master his body that he was able to, like, I don't know. He went through so many initiations. His final initiation, I believe, was in Egypt, where he was in. He, he was. How can I say it? He went into a in the pyramid. He went into a those things where they put mummies, and he was there for a few days, and just and he had to overcome he pretty much overcame he was able to monitor he was able to control his breathing and everything to the point where he could literally make his own body look like he's dead, but he could come back alive whenever he wanted. So he was a master when it came to controlling the body and stuff. There is, oh god, there's just so much information about these scenes that nobody really knows about. But yeah, they were like Jedis. They were like Jedis. Let's see. Any more questions? I can't believe I can't think of that word. Sarcophagus. Where they put mummies in the tomb, right? Jesus, part of his final initiation was that he had to be there for 7 days in a sarcophagus. That's the word, sarcophagus. I couldn't even think it. Oh boy! So he had to, like, master his breathing, master his body, you know. And he proved it. He studied with the yogis. He studied with the monks of Tibet. He studied with the people of India, China. He went everywhere before he was 30. During his missing years, because everybody knew that he was the most radiant one, that he was the anointing one, the creator embodying into human form. So all the different magicians, right, including the three wise men from Persia, they all recognized him as the radiant one, the son of God. What's going on here? Why am I losing the chat? Oh. All right, so I'm just going to take I lost that question. I wanted to address the chat is going so fast, so I'm just going to I guess just take whatever question I see. What race are in the egg-shaped ships? That is a very good question. Well, a lot of those egg-shaped, you could say, fleets are used in the inner Earth. So I would say that they are either advanced remnants of ancient civilizations, not necessarily Agarthians, but they are definitely used. I've seen those in the inner Earth. They use the egg-shaped craft. So yeah, those are the inner Earth societies that use those spacecraft. Yes, he also studied with the Druids in Britain. That's so true. In fact, it is believed that the Druids and the Therapeutae of Egypt were extensions of the Essene community of Qumran in Israel. They were all working together, by the way. They were collectively known as the White Brotherhood, the White Brotherhood and Sisterhood, or the White Lotus. Who are the three wise men? Cassiopians? Who knows? They could have been. These were some of the early star seeds, right? Back then, we had just a few star seeds that were incarnating in different time periods. Now they're just coming in the millions since the 40s and 50s. But who knows? They could have been. But from what I do know is that the three wise men were very heavily into the esoteric arts. They were alchemists, they were astrologers, and they were all told that the most radiant one would be incarnating. So, of course, they went to go seek him, to bring him gold, um, and I forget, frankincense. What was the third thing that they gave him? Let's see if you guys know your history here. Gold, frankincense, and was it myrrh? Not sure, but they brought him gifts. But yeah, they were all part of the Great White Brotherhood, right? Those were the Magi of Persia, the Magi of Persia, the Druids of ancient England, the Therapeutae, myrrh. Thank you, Shakina. Myrrh, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So yeah, so the three wise men were the Magi of Persia, who were connected to the Druids of England, who were then connected to the monks of Tibet that guarded the gates to Shambhala, who were also connected to the holy men of India, right? The yogis. They were all part of the same brotherhood, guys. You know, or and sisterhood, of course. Even women were like high priestess in these orders, and they were all held equally. So yeah, myrrh. Everybody's saying myrrh, myrrh. That's right. Myrrh, frankincense, and gold. That's right. Sounds like Houdini to me. Oh boy. Did you all know that frankincense is actually a really great essential oil? No, I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yes, Mary M. gonna gate me a Lyran cat woman. Meow. Mathis Chronicle says, does the inner earth actually cause the ocean to heat up as it is now with all the sharks in Florida? Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I was just in Florida over the weekend at the Quantum Summit. And yeah, I mean, the locals were talking about shark attacks that were taking place back to back. So if you guys live in Florida, be careful because they even come to the shore. All right. I've seen reels and videos of sharks coming all the way to the shore, like where you just put your feet in. And some of them are like, they come so close to the shore that they actually exit out of the water and then it's hard for them to go back in. So be very, very careful. But yeah, it is believed that the oceans of the inner earth, it's not so much the oceans of the inner earth that are heating up. It's actually the inner sun of the earth, which is causing the molten lava to rise on our planet. So yes, and that is all part of what's going to be happening pretty soon, guys. When the Great Solar Flash takes place, it is activating the grid system of the planet. So think of heat as electricity. Think of heat as energy, right? The hotter the planet gets, the more the higher the frequency it goes into. So para Paramdeep Stan is asking me, dear Ishmael, what do you think about ceremonies such as mushrooms, ayahuasca, etc.? Believe it or not, guys, I've never done mushrooms. I've never done ayahuasca. The only thing I've ever done was in high school was I did some LSD and it wasn't a good thing. I had a bad trip, but mushroom and ayahuasca, hey, in the right atmosphere, right? If you guys are doing it for spiritual reasons, not every weekend, maybe once a year, then I think it's like it helps you. It releases what is it called? Spirit molecule DMT. So it allows you to have access to other dimensions. Absolutely. But it's best to do it naturally through meditation. You guys could achieve the same results through meditation.
Michelle Gosnell is saying, "Hi Ishmael, how are you doing, my friend?" Thank you for asking, Michelle. I am doing quite fine. After my 2 weeks vacation, I feel rested. I feel good. Um, and yeah, I'm doing fine. I can't complain. All right, Mary Jean is asking, do you think we will have love matches with people from other planets in the future? Absolutely. Yes. Once we become galactic again, guys, the dating market is not just going to be limited to our planet. We're going to be able to date beings from different worlds and solar systems across the galaxy. Absolutely. You know. um, you also took LDS, right? LDS. Are you talking about the Latter Day Saints? That's what the abbreviation for the Mormon Church. I was baptized Mormon. I'm not gonna lie. When I was 8 years old, my mother converted, so I was baptized Mormon. But I am not active in the church anymore. No, no. I stopped going to church ever since I was like 14 years old. That's when I stopped going to church. But no, I'm not. I don't claim to be religious anymore. Uh, yeah. Any more questions? We have maybe about 4 minutes left, guys. So ask me anything you want. All right, Barb Ham B. Johnson is saying we're already having relationships with beings from other worlds. Well, okay, well there you go. See, there are some people that are already having relationships with beings from other worlds. That's cool. Good for you. I want a Catwoman right ish. Gonna get her a nice sandbox next to the bed. Okay. Well, then I guess you're gonna have to go to Lyra. That's where the cat people are. Lyra. Just if you don't mind, if she has a tail, of course. Have you ever dated a woman with a tail? Um, I'm looking for questions. Is there a certain technique to remember or receive downloads like you have received memories from Space Force? Yes, there are two techniques that I actually teach people that take my course. At the end of the fourth course, I teach you these techniques that have worked for me and hopefully that work for you if you, of course, practice them. So the key here is practice them. If you guys practice the techniques that I teach you, I'm going to open up a new course sometime in July. I know for the one in June is already, it's already sealed. But I'm going to be opening up a new course sometime in July. Ishmael, the Anunnaki were taken out of Thunder Mountain in Sedona last year, and it caused a huge fire by my daughter's house. Do you know about that? I do know that Sedona is a hotspot for ET encounters, absolute sightings, due to the fact that it is situated on a vortex. But as far as you might be talking about, because the word Anunnaki technically means anything that comes from the sky. So by virtue of that, um, all extraterrestrials that come from other planets through our sky are considered Anunnaki, right? So yeah, I wouldn't doubt that happened. But were they the original Anunnaki from planet Nibiru? Like say the, excuse me, descendants of Enlil or Enki? I don't know. They could have just been other types of extraterrestrials. I'm looking for a very good question. I'm going to answer one more question. Hey, brother, do you know if King David and John the Baptist were the same being incarnate at different times, eras, or perhaps a very long life writ to today's lifespan? I don't think so. I think they were two different souls. I think they were two different personages, but that's just my opinion. This is a good one because a lot of the information that I received that validates the multiverse war against AI, it is confirmed through the writings and disclosures of Dr. Jamison Neruda and the Windmakers. So yeah, I am familiar with that work. James Mahu, okay. Yeah, the if you guys study the teachings or the disclosures of Dr. Jamison Neruda, he was part of the Cordium, I guess the ACIO group, which is the secretive group that is the depository of the secret space program technologies. And of course, at the highest level of that group, you have the Cordium that works with a group of extraterrestrials that are not very nice. But yeah, the wind makers are actually another terminology describing um, the the original beings, the elder race that come from the central universe, the centric race. So yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, guys. I think this is it. John the Baptist was Jeshua's cousin. Yes, that is true. Yes, that is true. Again, if you guys are late to the live, make sure you watch it from the beginning. I did drop some revelations regarding what really happened with Tesla and the temporal the temporal alliance that was formulated between him, Trump, John Trump, and of course the Y hats that existed on every time coordinate. So go ahead and rewatch it because it's really good. Now, with that have said, we will see you guys. What is Friday? Friday is my Rumble. I haven't been on Rumble in a couple weeks, so I'm going to be doing uncensored Rumble Friday at 6 o'clock. Make sure you guys go to my website for that link, www.ourcosmicorigin.com. Click on the Rumble link, subscribe. If you guys could do me all a favor and subscribe in case something happens to this channel, subscribe. And I will see you guys Friday night at 6 o'clock, uncensored, on my Rumble channel, The Real Ishmael Perez. And then, of course, on Saturday, I will be chatting with Juan 07, who's going to be my guest at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern. May the God Force be with you all. And I always put the link to my book, The Secret Government Invisible Architects, in the description for those that haven't gotten it yet. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. May the God Force be with you.